1967 found Iran in a point of significant internal and regional transition. For the Pahlavi monarchy, 1967 was a turning point. It was the moment at which Mohammad Reza Shah actually formally crowned himself as king of Iran, having deferred his coronation until he felt his regime was stable enough to sustain his monarchy. This was after a period of epic instability within Iran and the crises that really provided the roots for the 1979 revolution. Within the region, Iran was beginning to emerge as a significant player in terms of regional security as a key ally to the United States. In the weeks preceding the '67 war, the Shah had met with President Nixon and was beginning to scope out a relationship in which Iran would play a major role as a pillar of American security provision in the Middle East at a time where the British were retracting from the region. And what we saw over the course of the subsequent decades was a trajectory that began in '67, the strengthening of the regime both at home and within the region, that ultimately led to its own downfall. The Islamic Republic has exploited the unresolved conflict between Arabs and Israelis. In fact, the issue of Jerusalem has become a major selling point for Iran's theocracy, which has very little traction around the region on its own merits. But the question of the unsatisfied ambitions for a nation state among the Palestinians is one where, in fact, Iranian leaders can play holier than the Pope. They can, in fact, use this issue as a way to try to create a popular base for their own system among Sunni Arabs who might find very little else to sympathize with Tehran around. And so what we see is, in fact, that the Iranian leadership has very much co-opted the issue of Jerusalem in a way that enables the Islamic Republic to find a platform with Arabs across the Middle East. They have annual rallies. They tend to associate, have cultivated relationships with proxy groups throughout the region, focused on anti-Israeli rhetorics. And in fact, the arm of the Iranian security services, the Revolutionary Guard Corps that operates across the region, is called the Al-Quds Force for a very good reason, because it is a reminder to Arabs that Iran sees itself as the champion of Palestinian statehood, of the unrequited ambitions of the Palestinian people.